Hi everyone, I'm sorry I'm not there at school today, but since I can't be there, I made this video with the math mini lesson. You can watch the video on a split screen, I would suggest, take your notes and review the skills, and then you'll do your independent practice. I am going to have you turn these notes in because I want to make sure that you do review this material because next week you will be taking iLearn. Today we're going to focus on data and analysis skills, which we just did before break, so this should be relatively easy. First, some essential vocabulary. Remember the mean. To calculate the mean, you're going to first add up all the numbers, and then second, you're going to divide by the total number of numbers in the data set. Remember, mean is mean, so it has lots of parts. The mode, if you remember, is the most common number in the data set. Remember, it is not the biggest number, it's the number we see the most. Median, to do that, first you put the numbers in numerical order. Remember, that's the order they go in when you count, and then you find the middle. Remember, median, middle. The range, you're going to take the largest number minus the smallest number, and that will give you your range. Move that over so you can see. Again, as I'm doing this, if I'm going too fast, click pause on the video. Or if you need to repeat something, you can rewind the video or replay the video. So let's review mean, median, mode, and range. So I have a data set there. I'm going to calculate the mean first. So I'm going to add them up. And when I add those numbers up, I get 25. And then I'm going to divide 25 by how many numbers are in the set, which is 5. And I know if I have 25, I can get 5 equal groups on top, multiply, subtract, nothing left, so I know the mean of that data set is 5. Mode. When I look at this data set, I notice there are 2 4s and 2 6s, but only 1 5. So my mode would be 4 and 6. Median, I'm going to put them in numerical order. Front, back, middle. So my median is going to be 5. And then range, biggest minus smallest is 2. Again, if I'm going too fast, just pause the video and get your notes down. All right, we're going to look at a table now. It says, Kristen's Candies has been studying how much chocolate people have been eating in different countries. So I have my countries in my table and then the years. It says how much total chocolate was consumed in Denmark. So if I look at Denmark, I see 9 kilograms for 2002. I see 8 kilograms for 2005. And when I add those, 9 plus 8, I'm going to get 17 kilograms. And if you're wondering where I got the kilograms from, right there, kg. All right, I'm going to erase Denmark because I'm done with that one. How much total chocolate was consumed in 2002? So I'm going to find 2002 in my table, and I'm going to need to add those up. So 11 plus 9 plus 8 plus 3 plus 10. So I'm going to add those. I know 11 plus 9 is going to give me 20. Plus 8 is 28. Plus 3 is going to give me 31. Plus 10 is going to be 41. And then don't forget your label, kilograms. Last question. Which country or countries, so it could be more than one, consumed the most chocolate altogether? So I have to figure out which one had the most altogether. So to do that, I need to figure out, okay, Switzerland, 11 plus 10, 21. Denmark, we already did in question 1, so I'm just going to take that 17. Belgium, 8 plus 11, 19. Poland, 3 plus 4, 7. And Germany, 10 plus 11, 21. So which country or countries consume the most? Well, which ones have the biggest number? And that's going to be Switzerland and it was a tie with Germany. Oh, sorry guys. I'm trying to squeeze that in there. My Germany just didn't want to fit. There you go. All right, so you're going to have to be able to look at tables and answer questions. The next thing you're going to make sure you're able to do is look at a bar graph. So here we have a bar graph. It says, after a trip to the zoo, the students in Miss Shepherd's science classes voted for their favorite animals. And then we have a bar graph saying favorite zoo animal. The girls' votes are purple. The boys' votes, it's kind of like an orangey color. And then the different animals. We have hippopotamuses, polar bears, and elephants. Remember, strategy with bar graphs. Before you answer anything, let's label the bars. Oops, my 0. Sorry about that, guys. 30, 40, 80, and 50. So now I can use this to help me. How many children said an elephant was their favorite? So if I look at elephants, I see 80 girls and 50 boys. And if I put that together, 80 plus 50 is going to give me 130 children. Don't forget your labels, guys. How many total girls were surveyed? Oh, so that means I need to look at all the purple ones. So I see 10, 30, and 80. And I'm going to have to add that up. And I know 30 plus 10 is going to give me 40. And I know 40 plus 80 is going to give me 120 girls. Last one with our bar graph. How many more children picked elephants than hippopotamuses? It's kind of funny to say hippopotamuses. All right, so let's see. Elephants, we already did in question 1, so we knew that was 130. If I look at hippopotamuses, I have 10 girls plus 70 boys equals 80. So to figure out how many more, I need to take that 130 minus 80. And 130 minus 80 is going to give me 50. So I know 50 more children chose elephants. Personally, based on that list, Mrs. Clary would totally choose the polar bears. All right, here we have a frequency table. Frequency table gives you data and a different type of display. It says Tyler runs a mini golf course. On Saturday, he counted the colors of golf balls that customers chose. He recorded the colors in a frequency chart. Chart, table, means the same thing. All right, number 1. If there were half as many red balls as blue, how many red balls were there? So you see that question mark? We have to figure out what's going to go there. So half as many red as blue. So if blue was 20, and I need half of something is just dividing it by 2. So what would 20 divided by 2 be? If you said 10, you are right. So there's 10 red balls. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go where that question mark is and put a 10 just so I have that for later. How many customers used a blue, black, or green ball? So I need to take my blue, which is 20, plus my black, which is 11, plus my green, which is 16. I'm going to add those up. So 20 plus 11, that's going to give me 31. 31 plus 16. Well, if I add a 10, that's 41. And then 6 more ones, that's going to give me 47. And don't forget label, customers. All right, last one. How many more blue balls were used than yellow? So if blue is 20 and yellow is 11, I'm going to subtract those to find out how many more. 20 minus 11 would be 9. So I would say 9 more balls were used. And make sure you put that label. All right, so there's a frequency chart or table. Last one we're going to look at is a line plot. Oh, nope, sorry. We're going to make a line plot too. Line plots are very important for 4th grade math on iLearn. You will most likely see a line plot, so let's make sure we understand this one. What was the total length for all footprints measured? Holy moly. Do you remember we did one of these together? So I have to add up all of those fractions. So I have to add up 1 1/4, and I have 2 halves, and then I have 4 ones. Well, 4 ones is just going to be 4, so we can just put 4 holes. 1 1 1/4, 1 1/2. I have 1 2 3 4 5 of those. 1 1 3/4, 2 2s, which again 2 and 2 is just going to give me 4 holes, and that's it. So you have a variety of strategies you can do to add these up, and that's up to you. You can choose, but remember, when you add fractions, you have to have a common denominator. I don't care which strategy you choose. I'm just going to choose one and show you. You can use mine or you can use your own. So for example, if I have 2 halves, I know a half plus a half is going to give me 1 hole. I know I have 4 holes 2 times, so I'm going to add that up. And then I'm going to look at my denominators here to make my life a little easier. So I know 1/4, 1 1/4, 1 3/4. So if I had a little scratch math here, 1/4 plus 1 1/4 plus 1 3/4. Keep my denominator. I know if I add my numerators, I'm going to get 5/4 and 2 holes. So I have 2 5/4. I'm not going to simplify until the end. If you want to simplify as you go, that's fine, but I'm going to wait. And then lastly, I have all those 1 1/2s, right? So I have 1 1/2 plus 1 1/2 plus 1 1/2 plus 1 1/2 plus 1 1/2. And when I add those up, I keep my denominator, my numerators 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and my whole numbers 5. So I have 5 and 5/2. I'm going to erase my scratch math here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and delete this because I don't need it anymore. Oops, duplicate. Silly Mrs. Clary. Now I got to add all that up. But if you will notice, 2 5/4 plus 5 5/2 doesn't have the same denominator. So I'm going to need to find a common denominator, which we know is going to be 4. So I'm going to keep that, 4, and 2 5/4 won't change, and then this one, times 2, 5 and 10/4. When I add those, I get 7 15/4. So that's going to take the place then of these guys. And now I can add them up. I'm going to shrink this down so I have a little bit of work room. Woo! All right, add my whole numbers. So 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 4 is 9, plus 7 is 16 holes, and I have 15/4. But we know top's bigger than bottom, so division. If I have 15, I can get 3 sets of 4. Subtract. So then I have 3 holes and 3/4. But again, don't forget that 16 and 3 have to come together. So it's really 19 and 3/4. Again, if you need to slow down or pause the video or rewatch something, go ahead and do that. All right? It's more important that you understand how to do this, not how fast you're doing it. All right, the last thing I have to do is make a line plot. So I have some values, and I'm going to make a line plot. I notice my smallest amount when I look at my table is 3/4. So I know my line plot is going to start at 3/4. My largest value, 1.5, nope, 1, nope, oh, 2. So it's going to go up to 2. And then if I look, I notice I'm going from 3/4 to 1 whole. And then I don't have 1 3/4, but I have 1.5. And then after that's just 2. Oh, okay, so that's all I have. So actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move these guys a little bit, space it out a little more. And that's perfectly fine to do. Try to make them in as even as you can. All right, so let's start with 3/4. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 X's. Strategy, use a different color for each value. 1 is next. So I see 1, 1, only 2 of them. Switch colors. Next is 1.5. I see 1, 2, 3, 3 of them. 2, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I used the same color. That's okay. Go back and change it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh man, look at my table. I forgot a value, 2.5. If you make that mistake, it's no big deal. What I'm going to do, a little lasso, slide down. Little lasso, slide down. I know some of you are probably yelling at your iPad, Mrs. Clary, you forgot one, even before I noticed it. That's okay, guys. We all make mistakes. We just go back and check our work. So I'm going to add one more. Put 2.5. I got one of those. And there's my X. All right, guys? So today's review was all about data and analysis. So if you finished your notes, please turn them in. There is an assignment in Canvas. I know I don't usually have you do that, but since I'm not there, I want to make sure that you did what you needed to. Then you're going to do your IP. And then just like usual, extra math, MobyMax, missing work, and Miss Ellen will be there to put the directions on the screen. I hope you're having a good day. I miss you guys terribly, and I cannot wait to see you on Tuesday. Please continue to do the right thing. Be kind, be respectful, and I'll see you tomorrow.